Hi there, and welcome to an extra exciting episode of the Bionic Water-colourist. So I'd like to welcome you. I'm heavy breathing today because I've just ran downstairs, and what you're looking at right now is the palatial studio where I do all my artwork. So, I'm just going to get going. So, you may remember that I talked about getting pieces of wood cut a little bigger than the quarter of the shape of the piece. And so now what we're doing is we've got 4 and we've got our paper. So we have to, now don't forget, we don't want to touch the paper. But we want to get it on a board because it's wet. And time is a factor because you want to keep, we've soaked the water. You soaked it, put it in the bath water and soaked it for about 20 minutes. And now so these are coming out wet, and as you can tell, all we need to do is give that now I use one of these things, and it doesn't what brand name. You could do an hour-long program on how to make this thing work. Yeah, I have an absolute million staple guns. This is actually my wife's, and she does upholstery. Now, it's important when you do this to use 1/4 inch. That's going to help because when it comes to taking them out, you're not going to, it's not going to be as much of a pain as if you use a 3/8 or a 1/2 inch. So, here we go. Now, so this is wet. We don't want to touch it. And we're going to have a 1/2 inch out. So, we're not working. Oh, well, you know what? With all this fancy, finagled technology, you'd think that if you plugged it in, it would work. So my apologies for the technical problems. I know Ted and Tim will be greatly disappointed in that one. So here we go. Yay! So, if you've ever put the bolts on a tire, That's what we want to do. And then, from the center, we work out. So, what we're doing is we're kind of tightening it like a drum. And there you go. So basically I finished one. And what we're going to do is we're going to let this dry. And then it's going to tighten up. And we'll be able to paint on it fairly soon. Pretty well give it a night to dry. And then we'll be back to start our first painting. So I'd like to thank you again to the Bionic Water-colourist, and we'll join you the next time. Thanks again.